Greetings and salutations, Jim Appel Jordan, and I am a travel photographer. I don't know what to call myself. I just like taking photos. I'm based in Portland right now, and I just moved up here about 6 months ago from LA. So in this video right here, I want to highlight 10 places that I like photographing around Oregon. So if you're coming here for the first time, or maybe if you've been here and you just haven't ventured out much, I hope this video helps you in some way and gives you some inspiration to visit some of these places. Some of them are going to be really obvious. We're going to go through some of the ones that are more popular and more well known, but I'm also going to throw in like some hidden gems that I've come across personally. So let's get into it. So first up, we're heading over to the Columbia River Gorge, and we're heading to, you guessed it, Multnomah Falls. I don't even know if I've been saying that right for like the past 10 years, but anyway, this is Oregon's best kept secret. Every time you go there, there's a million people there, so just know that it's going to be crowded. This one particular time I went at like 5 a.m. and there was like nobody there at the time, and it was cold as shit, so I think everyone just decided not today, and I finally got to see it without any people there, so that was dope. You've probably seen this place on wallpapers, screensavers, iPhone backgrounds, Instagram, everywhere already. It's like the most popular waterfall in the country, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it is something you definitely have to see with your own eyes though. Next up, we're going to Crown Point Vista House, and this is right over in the Columbia River Gorge area. It's kind of above where you go to get to Multnomah Falls. So before you hit Multnomah Falls, you go up into the hills looking over the Columbia River Gorge area. So even the drive there is very scenic. If you go early in the morning, you can get like the clouds and whatnot rolling in, or the fog dissipating or whatever, and it looks really dope. Next up, we're going to the Mount Hood area, specifically to Trillium Lake. And this is one of the most accessible lakes in Oregon. It's not too far from Portland, about an hour and a half, and you get this really nice view of Mount Hood with the lake in front of it. So in my opinion, sunset is better, but at the same time, in my opinion, I kind of like sunrise better because there's not as many people. It can get really crowded during sunset, just the hundreds of people standing there with their tripods, you know, trying to get those long exposures and whatnot. I just think it's a bit more serene in the morning, and you get the fog rolling in over the lake sometimes, and it's just pretty empty, and in my opinion, a better experience. Next up, we're gonna hop in a car and we're gonna head back west past Portland, and we're gonna hit the coast, and we're going to Ecola Point in Seaside, Oregon. And this is just a viewpoint that overlooks the Oregon coast, and you can see down towards Cannon Beach and Haystock Rock, which is in Cannon Beach, and all of the rock formations that are in that area. And there are a bunch of different hiking trails. I've never really done any of the hikes there, but if you want to go hiking there, you can do that as well. And you can also go down to that beach right there. But I've pretty much only gone to take a few shots of this coast region right here. And in my opinion, it just makes for a great photo, especially if you catch it in like some moody weather, which I like to do. About 15 minutes south of Ecola Point, if you head down towards Cannon Beach, you're gonna hit Haystock Rock. And this rock is of Goonies fame. I've never seen that movie in its entirety because I kind of hate everything from the 80s. I just think everything from the 80s is cheesy, down to the music, which is all synthesized and But I mean, Cannon Beach, what more can I say? There's a big ass rock, and it's photogenic. So go take a picture of Cannon Beach. Next up on this list is Cape Kiwanda, which is part of the Three Capes scenic area on the Oregon coast. Cape Kiwanda itself is in Pacific City, and it's a short hike to get to this area that I'm showing you right now. There's another rock over there that's kind of sort of like Haystack Rock that we just saw in Cannon Beach. I actually didn't know too much about this spot prior to my homie Adrian telling me about it. It's one of his favorite spots, and he invited me out to shoot, and we got some seafood, hiked up to the top, and took some photos. So I highly recommend this place. And once again, I recommend the 24-70 just because you can get some nice landscape shots, but also zoom in and get some detailed shots of the town nearby of Cape Kiwanda and just of all the rock formations. Up next is Cape Meares in Tillamook, Oregon. This spot is part of the 3 Capes scenic route, which includes Cape Kiwanda, which I just showed you, Cape Meares, which I'm showing you now, and Cape Lookout, which I'll have in a future video most likely. So I wasn't even intending on coming to this spot. I was over at Cape Lookout, which was like over there, and saw these rocks over there, and I was like, bruh, I gotta get to those rocks. Those are some really attractive rocks. So yeah, I looked for them. I mapped it out on Apple Maps, tried to find a spot that was closest to, and ended up over here. And yeah, really dope spot. I watched sunset here and I couldn't have found a better spot, honestly. I'm surprised I haven't really heard of this spot before. I would definitely bring like a 24-70 or something here if you can, or any type of like zoom focal length, because you can get some really dope landscapes or whatever at 24, and then you can zoom in and get some detailed shots or even better shots of those rocks at 70. And there's also a lighthouse here. I ran to it very excitedly because I thought that I may see William Dafoe fornicating with it, but much to my chagrin, he was not here, and it was just a lighthouse. So I'm a hoe for silhouettes. Next up is Short Beach in Tillamook, Oregon, and this is another place I had no idea existed. It's about 10 minutes from Cape Meares Lighthouse, and I found it actually on my way to Cape Meares for the first time. So I saw a little pull off and I wanted to see what it was all about. So I walked down to the beach, and even the walk down to the beach is crazy. Like, you go through this little wood tunnel thing and it just looks really fire, especially in sunset. Once you get down to the beach, there's this man-made waterfall, or not really man-made waterfall, but like you can tell that they put cement there to make the water come out a little bit further, so I guess it doesn't trickle down as it would otherwise. I don't know. I'm not even gonna lie. It's probably one of my favorite beaches that I've come across in Oregon. But I might just be biased because there was nobody else there when I was there, and I just like places that are low-key. Maybe I'm just kind of talking it up too much, but I would highly suggest going. Just don't tell like all your cousins and all that, because I'm trying to keep this place for myself to a certain extent. Next up is Smith Rock State Park, and this is about 3 hours to the southeast of Portland, more towards like the Bend area. And it's basically a park with some rock formations and a river running through it that looks like it could be something out of Utah and like Zion National Park or something. I went a couple hours before sunset, and I definitely need to go again because I imagine sunset would be fire here. But even when I went, when the sun was still like soft towards the evening, I got some good shots. And next up, this is probably the crown jewel of Oregon. I think it's on like some of the license plates and whatnot. This is Crater Lake National Park, and this is further south than Smith Rock. It's about 4 to 5 hours from Portland, and this is one of those places that's hard to really capture the grace, or whatever you want to call it, of in just a photo. If you're going to Portland and you only have like a few days here or something, I would highly recommend trying to get out to Crater Lake. So it used to be a volcano called Mount Multnomah that erupted in 2850 BC, and it basically imploded and created this lake, which is now the deepest lake in the contiguous United States. Thank you for making it to the end. I appreciate that, but what I would appreciate even more is if you like and subscribe if you like the content. Until next time, to the Batmobile.